Krishna could have easily called Arjuna before the war and given the knowledge of the Gita. Yes or no? But he didn't do that. He waited for the war. He waited for the war to happen to impart him the Gita. And why do you think Krishna waited for the war? But remember, my friend, there will be a time, there will be a position in your life when you will be rudderless, you will have no one to hold on to, and then you will realize the importance of God and His knowledge. This is the same thing that happened to Arjuna. Krishna could have easily called Arjuna before the war and given the knowledge of the Gita. Yes or no? But he didn't do that. He waited for the war. He waited for the war to happen to impart him the Gita. I mean, Krishna was always with Arjuna. He could have just given him the knowledge of the Gita then and there. So be prepared, my friend. It doesn't work like that. And why do you think Krishna waited for the war? Because he knew if I had called Arjuna before the war, he would not have taken it seriously. Because Krishna is just my friend. That is why Krishna waited. And when Arjuna was completely optionless, he had no option but to face the reality. That is when he understood the knowledge of the Gita. So you understand how a seeker must listen to the knowledge of the Gita, to the knowledge that Krishna wanted to impart to Arjuna, how it is to be received. Do you understand? Otherwise, it will have no impact on you. It's not just about few words uttered by Sri Krishna. It's about when he uttered those words. It is about when Arjuna was in the position to even hear what Krishna wanted to say. When we hear about Vedanta, why is it that it doesn't penetrate us? Because our minds are scattered. Our minds have a lot of option for ourselves. We are not optionless like Arjuna. That is when you become a child. That is when you become simple and honest and straight. I don't know. It is very difficult to be simple. It is very difficult to be honest. It is very difficult to be straight. Do you think Arjuna would have been in the position to receive the Gita if he had ego, if he had the feeling that Krishna is just a friend? We are not fighting a war, right? We don't have to fight a war in our lives, but we can take our minds to that position of optionlessness. And that optionless state allows us to be vulnerable, to be simple, honest. That is what makes us cry, sensitive, and humble. Whenever you think that you know spirituality, whenever you think that you have understood spirituality, whenever you think that I have read the Gita and I know the Gita, know that you don't know it. Because if you knew the Gita, you would have been immersed by now in the endless ocean of consciousness. But you're still on the surface, loitering around, thinking that you know and understand the subject. It will not help you. When you are in the mental position of Arjuna, you will realize that you have not reached. Just by staying beside God doesn't make you a person who is with God. The Pandavas, Arjuna, they all stayed with Krishna. They all ate and drank with Krishna. But Arjuna and the Pandavas could not understand Krishna until they had to face the war of Kurukshetra. The takeaway is that we have to take our mind, we have to elevate our mind to a level of optionlessness and then receive the knowledge of Vedanta, then receive the knowledge of Gita. And the more you know Vedanta, you realize that you don't know. There is more and more and more and more